Today we're going to make some braided bread. My mom is an excellent baker, but after years of use, her old stove finally crapped out. So I teamed up with Home Depot and my dad and my sisters to surprise her with a brand new stove. After consulting with a Home Depot associate, I picked out this really awesome KitchenAid unit. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. We set up the delivery with Home Depot, and then my sisters took my mom out to lunch and we installed it while she was gone. After the excitement of the surprise and we had checked out all the features, I told her that the one condition was that she had to do a demonstration of her famous bread recipe. This is a recipe that I believe is of Swedish descent, but has been in our family for quite a few years. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. We want to get the yeast to start rising, so we mixed it with some warm water and a little bit of sugar and then set it to the side. We then put the milk into a pan and scalded it on the stove. This means bringing it to almost, but not quite to, a boil. Next up, we mix the eggs, sugar, and salt into a large mixing bowl. Now that the milk was nicely scalded and was still hot, we put the butter into it so that it could melt. We checked in on the yeast and saw that it was starting to foam and rise. Now it was time to add the butter and milk to the egg mixture and stir that before adding in the yeast. With all the wet ingredients combined, we are ready to start adding the flour. We kneaded the dough until it was no longer sticky. For pros like my mom, this normally takes about 5 minutes. We greased a bowl with butter and then placed the dough into it and covered it with a clean cloth before placing it into a warm oven to rise. It's important that the oven is warm but not too hot, and we wanted to let the dough rise until it had doubled in size. This normally takes about 1 to 1.5 hours. After dividing the dough into 3 equal pieces, we were ready to start my favorite part, which is the braiding. After pinching the ends together, she braided the 3 pieces. Now this is in real speed, this isn't speeded up at all. The loaf is now ready to rise for the final time, so we placed it on a greased cookie sheet, covered it with a clean cloth, and then placed it in a room temperature oven. It's important to make sure that the oven has cooled off since the last time we used it to rise the dough. After 30 to 45 minutes, the bread has fully risen and is ready to bake. We preheated the oven to 350 degrees and then baked the bread for about 20 minutes or until it was golden brown. We finished the bread by melting some butter and then painting the bread with it. This recipe has so many strong associations with home and family for me, and I really hope that you all enjoy it as much as we do. A link to the full recipe will be in the description box below, and I'll also share some of the insights on how I picked out this particular stove. Follow me on Instagram for project updates, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thanks, bye.